Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today for another video. My name is Sarah from YouBloom Yoga and Wellness, and today I have for you a yoga flow for opening the shoulders and releasing tension. I don't have anything specifically planned with props, but if you like using blocks, blankets, or anything else in your practice, you're always welcome to grab those as needed. So when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get right into our practice, and we'll begin on our hands and knees coming into tabletop. So when we get set up in our tabletop, just take a mindful moment here to notice our alignment, expanding the fingers wide, bringing the wrists, elbows, and shoulders relatively stacked, and then the knees under the hips. Now to begin, we'll start with our toes untucked, so the toenail side down to the ground. Now feel yourself pushing that top of the foot down as if you're trying to stamp your toenails into the mat, creating a little tension throughout the legs, engaging some small muscles that maybe don't get used too frequently. And right in this tabletop, take a long breath in and back out. Continue to take some deep breaths here. And as you breathe in, focusing on creating space through the rib cage in a 360 direction. Breathing out through the mouth, feel space softening in the rib cage and the shoulders. One more breath like this. And releasing. On your next breath in, the right arm reaches to the sky. And exhale, thread your needle lowering to that right shoulder, the right temple. And pausing for a couple deep breaths. On your next breath in, unravel, right hand back to the sky and back down. Breath in, left arm lifts. Exhale to thread. And pausing on this side for a couple deep breaths, just starting to notice if it feels any different from one side to the other. In just a moment, we'll be getting a little bit deeper into the shoulders, so now is a good time just to start to pay attention, to notice what's going on. So on a breath in, unravel here, left arm to the sky, and we plant back down. Then a breath in, right arm to the sky again, and draw some circles here. The elbow can be bent if that feels better for you. And we'll reverse that direction. Breath in, right arm back to the sky. Exhale, reach under, not lowering to the shoulder, just reaching. Breath in, reach back up. Exhale, press under that left arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press under the left arm again. Breath in to lift. And back down. Doing the same thing here. Inhale, left arm up. And draw some circles. Continuing to breathe as you circle. And reversing that direction. Breath in, hand to the sky. Exhale, reach under that right arm. And two more times here, allowing your breath to fuel this movement. Inhale to open, exhale to reach under, and one more. Your next breath in, reach back to the sky and plant that hand down. Our elbows will land where our hands just were, and walk the knees back slightly, doing our best to keep the knees and hips stacked in a line. Now think of melting the belly towards the thighs, the sternum to the ground. The head may or may not touch to the earth, just entirely dependent on what's going on in your body. With each breath in here, can you imagine we're breathing into that back of the body, creating a little space in the upper rib cage between the shoulder blades. And look towards the hands and make your way down to the belly, bringing the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. We're in our cobra pose here. Look, or not cobra, in our sphinx pose. And look to the right shoulder and over to the left. And back through center, come all the way down, hands under the shoulders, breath in. Now we find our cobra. And exhale, release. So bring the hands about shoulder height, but just off the edge of the mat. So the thumbs will touch the edge of the mat. Your gaze is down, maybe just over the very top of your mat. Then breath in, press up, looking out in front. On your next exhale, dip the right shoulder in. Right shoulder dips in, and press back through center, dip the left shoulder in. We'll do that 2 more times here. Dipping a shoulder in, lifting fully through center, and then to the other side. We'll take that 1 more time, each direction. And press back through center, heart is open, and release down. Hands come under the shoulders, press up and back, down dog. Pedal out the feet here just for a moment, and then walk the hands and feet towards one another into a forward fold. Wherever you land on the mat will work. Breath in, we rise, sweeping the arms wide as we lift, and exhaling, hands into this cactus shape. Feel the shoulder blades of scapula pulling together. Pulling together here, a little lift in the sternum. And exhale, relax the hands, fingers interlaced behind the back, pressing the knuckles to the ground. Soft bend to the knees, lead with the heart forward and down, rinsing out the shoulders. Take 3 deep breaths here. Breath in, roll back up, release the hands to the sky, and exhale all the way down. Making some circles here with the arms now that we're standing, and reverse that direction. Breath in, arms reach up, hold the left wrist, lean to the right. And back through center, hold the right wrist, lean left. And back through center, release the hands all the way down. Hands will find our heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick but opening shoulder practice. I hope you found a little tension relief, or at the very least, just got a nice little flow in there. I look forward to joining you again for another practice very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.